Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived a kind merchant with his 3 daughters. The first 2 daughters were greedy and selfish, but the youngest, named Belle, was pure of heart and as beautiful as her name. Her favorite thing to do was read books and dream of adventures. One day, the merchant had to travel on a long journey. He asked his daughters what gifts they would like upon his return. The older sisters asked for expensive dresses and jewels, but Belle simply asked for a single, beautiful rose. On his way home, the merchant got lost in a dark, spooky forest. A terrible storm raged, and he desperately sought shelter. Through the trees, he saw a glimmer of light. It led him to a magnificent, enchanted castle. The gate was open, so he went inside. A fire was roaring in the fireplace, and a grand feast was laid out on a long table, but there was no one in sight. The merchant was so hungry and tired that he ate the food, warmed himself by the fire, and found an empty bedroom to sleep in. The next morning, as he was leaving, he walked through the castle gardens. He remembered Belle's wish and saw the most beautiful rose bush he had ever seen. He picked one perfect rose. Suddenly, a monstrous beast appeared, roaring with anger. "You stole my most precious rose after I gave you food and shelter. For this, you must stay here as my prisoner forever." The merchant was terrified. He begged the beast for mercy, explaining the rose was for his youngest daughter. The beast considered this and then made a deal. "I will let you go," he growled, "if you promise to send your daughter to live here in your place." The heartbroken merchant returned home and told his daughters what had happened. The older sisters blamed Belle, but Belle, who loved her father dearly, bravely said, "Do not worry, father, I will go to the castle. A promise is a promise." So Belle went to the enchanted castle. She was scared, but she was also brave. When she met the beast, his appearance was frightening, but his voice was surprisingly gentle. "You are the mistress of this castle now," he said. "Everything here is yours." Life in the castle was strange. The castle itself was magical. Invisible servants tended to her every need. Dishes washed themselves, and doors opened on their own. Belle had a huge library filled with more books than she could ever read. Every evening, the beast would join her for dinner. At first, she was afraid of him, but as they talked, she discovered he wasn't a monster on the inside. He was intelligent, kind, and lonely. They would talk for hours about books, dreams, and the world outside the castle walls. Belle started to see past his frightening exterior and look forward to their time together. One evening, the beast asked, "Belle, will you marry me?" Belle was taken aback. She had grown to care for him as a friend, but she couldn't imagine marrying him. "I'm sorry, beast," she said gently. "I cannot." The beast looked sad, but accepted her answer without anger. He asked her the same question every night, and every night Belle gave him the same answer. As time went on, Belle began to miss her family terribly. The beast gave her a magic mirror. "Look into it," he said, "and you can see whatever you wish." Belle looked into the mirror and saw that her father was sick with grief, missing her. "Please, let me go see him," she begged the beast. "I promise I will return in 1 week." The beast looked heartbroken. "If you leave, "I fear I will die of sadness," he said, "but I cannot bear to see you unhappy." "You may go, but you must promise to return in 7 days." He gave her a magic ring. "When you are ready to come back, just turn this ring on your finger." Belle was overjoyed. She returned home, and her father's health improved the moment he saw her. Her older sisters, however, were jealous of the beautiful clothes and jewels she wore. When they heard she had to return to the castle in a week, they schemed to make her stay longer. They pretended to be so sad she was leaving, crying and begging her to stay just one more day. Belle's kind heart was moved, and she agreed to stay. But on the 10th night, Belle had a terrible dream. She saw the beast lying in the castle garden, looking very weak and near death. She realized she had broken her promise, and more than that, she realized she truly loved him. She had missed their conversations and his gentle heart. "I must go back," she cried. She turned the magic ring on her finger, and in an instant she was back at the enchanted castle. She ran to the garden and found the beast, just as she had seen in her dream, lying motionless by the rose bush. "Oh, no. Beast, please don't leave me," she sobbed, holding his head in her lap. "I love you. Please, come back to me. I've come back to be your wife." As her tears fell onto him, a magical light surrounded the beast. He began to transform. His monstrous form melted away, and in his place stood a handsome prince. The prince smiled. "Belle, you broke the spell. A wicked enchantress turned me into a beast, and only true love could break the curse. You surpassed my appearance and loved me for who I am." The castle also transformed. The invisible servants became real people again, all cheering with joy. Belle's father was brought to the castle to live with them, and Belle and the prince were married. They ruled the kingdom with kindness and wisdom, proving that true beauty is found within. And they all lived happily ever after. Thanks for watching our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical tales.